Oh, Papyrus, quite possibly one of the most important resources in this entire game, and it's a piece of flippin' paper. The thing is, however, it's also not actually a resource, it's a refinement. So then, in a possible first for the channel, we're about to dedicate a whole video to a mere material of all things. A material, though, that goes into everything you see here, and then some. But to begin our time today comes a character-specific note. Wickerbottom will be spawning in with 2 Papyrus in her inventory, so with some Celestial Portal shenanigans, we could very easily take advantage of that and make some easy paper. Honestly though, 4 reeds per Papyrus is not hard to work with, especially nowadays. So combine this work with getting some honey production up and rolling, and you'll be able to create loads of honey poultice that will heal for 30 health a slather. And yes, characters like Wormwood and Wartox are going to benefit greatly from these too. In all sincerity, I think honey poultice is one of the best healing items of all flippin' time. But to keep the ball rolling comes a set of knight armor costing 5 nightmare fuel, 3 papyrus, and a shadow manipulator, of course. Knight armor offers one of the highest damage absorption rates in all of Don't Starve history at 95%, has 525 durability, but will drain the sanities of those who wear it by 10 per minute, which is quite a drawback. Still, they are very good, especially when worn by Granny Wanda, as they won't see that very sanity drain in play. Do note, however, 10% of the damage taken will be taken from our sanities per hit at the end of the day, no matter who we're playing. To continue though, let us talk wax paper. It's yet another refinement craft made with 2 other refined materials, if you can believe it, but it doesn't do anything on its own beyond being fire fuel. Retrieve the bundling wrap blueprint from Claus's loot stash or Bee Queen, however, and things get quite interesting. In short, bundling wrap can hold up to 4 items in 1 inventory slot if need be, and if said items happen to have spoilage timers, they will remain fresh forever inside these wraps. Oh yes, it is as good as it sounds, everyone, so take advantage. No, seriously, why not use the game to your liking by turning on the Winter's Feast event at will, something we can do with all events, mind, only to then produce gift wraps using 1 papyrus and 1 flower petal, as you will then get 4 wraps each craft, and believe it or not again, gift wraps are identical to bundling wraps in every which way to Sunday. Now, if anything in this game could be considered OP beyond belief, you're looking at it. But let us return to some normal gameplay here for the birdcage, a very useful structure that will cost 2 papyrus, 6 gold, and 2 seeds to build wherever you please. And why bother, you ask? Well, because trapped birds can produce eggs if given meats, crop seeds when fed specific fruits and veg, guano when given plain old seeds, which is something I think people forget, and even rotten eggs if you just so happen to have a caged moonstorm bird and feed it some meats. Not only that though, caged canaries are absolutely essential for Misery Toadstool and canary feather farms. Learn more here. But what about some crafts that no one, myself included, ever really mentions, like map scrolls? You will have to have built a cartographer's desk and have a feather pencil in hand in order to do anything with these, but let us say that someone with a full map, or at least close to a full map, makes a scroll for a totally new to the world player to read. If the latter does so, they too will now have a full or close to full map themselves. And yes, this does in fact work for the caves. In short, scrolls copy maps. Next up though, the floral shirt, costing 3 papyrus, 3 silk, and 5 cactus flowers, meaning that we won't even be able to make one up until the very first summer, mind. It will provide high summer insulation for 12 to 15 days, and a plus 3.3 sanity per minute regeneration effects. They're not bad, much better in solo Don't Starve, but you will be losing your body slots. And the last quote-unquote lost papyrus craft, you ask? The cookbook. To be completely honest, I myself have forgotten about this thing before this very video here, and that's a shame, as it does have its uses. It will copy every crockpot recipe that you have ever made, list Warley's exclusive ones too, and will even give us a list of up to 6 recent recipes for said recipes, if you know what I mean. If you struggle with any crockpot stuff, struggle no longer. But before we wrap up the day with the character-specific papyrus nonsense, one last note here. Statue sketches for the anchor, moon moth, and quote-unquote moon itself all require papyrus, as they are some of the only figures in the entire game that are not actually mob drops. So that's pretty unique stuff. But so is all of this. Weber's spider eggs and den decorating sets all require papyrus one way or another, and essentially go hand in hand. Eggs can be planted and grown anywhere you please, while the decorating sets will pacify those nearby spiders for some easier access for all involved, even non-Weber players mind. Maxwell players can make additional Codex Umbras if they happen to lose their original. All of Wickerbottom's very useful and utility-friendly books need papyrus at the end of the day, and I do mean all of them mind. And finally, each of Wakefrid's battle songs will also cost a papyrus or two. Now, I was going to go into what each and every book and song did, but that would take way too flippin' long. Besides, this is a papyrus guide, not a character one. That said, now that I think about it, I have never really covered the books and songs separately beyond any character-specific video, so if enough folk really want me to, I will. For now, however, there you have it. Papyrus, everyone. It's really great stuff for stuff that's made out of more stuff, if you know what I mean. But if anything, though, especially for those who haven't played Weber, Wickerbottom, or Wigfrid in ages, mind that honey poultice. They are way too good to ignore. But thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all. Make that paper, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.